once again to Quick Shot Reviews. As ever, I am Luke and you are the Cheap Shot Nation. Today we're going to be looking at an old comedy classic, and when I say old, it makes me feel old because it was only 1997. It was a year of transition, a year of change coming up to the millennium. I was still in secondary school, and lo and behold, Austin Powers, the international man of mystery, broke out onto our screens. Now, obviously I was too young to go and see this, and I probably shouldn't have watched it, but my brother is 5 years older than me, and he was able to watch it, and subsequently I watched it with him, and it was one of those beautiful moments where siblings no longer fight, but sit down and watch what is basically a softcore porno. But it's a funny softcore porno that takes out and takes the mickey and parodies everything you tend to know about spy movies, especially James Bond. Austin Powers, he's English. No, I'm English actually. He uses all that. You've got the sort of K characters and things like that. And he's got this Jaguar called a Shaguar, of course, because he's from the 60s. And it's just a really fun movie. Now, I remember it being a lot better than it was this time, but that being said, it is a 23-year-old comedy film, and by today's standards, if people watched it today, they'd most definitely be offended by that, but I wasn't, and it was still really fun. The Fembots, Dr. Evil, Frau Farbissima, Scott Evil, number 2, it's very funny, Korean ex-wrestler, Random Task. Oh, I love it. It's absolutely brilliant. Anyway, Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, was released into the cinemas on the 5th of September 1997. It was written and directed by Jay Roach and Mike Myers, the International Man of Mystery himself, as well as being evil. It made more than $1 million at the box office on opening weekend, and it got a 7 out of 10 on IMDb, 51 on Metacritic, and 71% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, the International Man of Mystery in 1967, after burning most of his henchmen, Dr. Evil sets a trap for Austin Powers, but freezes himself so Austin won't catch him. Austin then volunteers to be frozen himself in case Dr. Evil shows up again. 30 years later, we go from 1967 to 1997. Dr. Evil wakes up in Nevada and steals a nuclear weapon and holds the world hostage for $100 billion. Austin is there to stop him. He has the partner of Vanessa Kensington, his ex-partner's daughter, goes to Vegas to look for him. All sorts of hijinks ensue, and there's no longer any free love in the 90s, or swinging, and he finds that out the hard way by marrying Vanessa in the end. So I've spoiled it for you, but it's really funny. As just little things like he goes to the bathroom in America, in Las Vegas, sits down, and someone tries to kill him, and there's this American guy sat on the toilet next to him, obviously with a cubicle in between, and he's going, "Who does number 2 work for?" And the American guy's just like, Don't force it, buddy. You're going to blow out your whole ring. Drop along. You show that turd who's boss. It's brilliant. I love it. It's exactly my type of humour, and if you like that rude, crude humour, you'll not find any better than Austin Powers. So Mike Myers plays Austin Powers and Dr. Evil. And of course Elizabeth Hurley, my absolute 100% still my crush. Elizabeth Hurley plays Vanessa Kensington. She's hot, and she's still hot. I won't have anybody tell me any differently. Robert Wagner plays number 2, because he's the second in charge, and it's also the name for a... yeah. Anyway, Scott Evil is played by Seth Green of Family Guy fame and Robot Chicken and all that kind of stuff. Fabina Udinio plays Holota Vagina. It was difficult to say. Mindy Sterling plays Fowl Bissiner, who is Scott Evil's mother in the end. Scott Evil, of course, was artificially created in a lab. Will Ferrell appears in this one several times and plays Mustafa. I think he appears in the second one as well. Does get burned, but he never dies, and that's his thing. Really fun movie. Lots of cameos here and there, including Burt Bacharach and all the other people around who's playing cards in the casino. It's like, you have a 2 and a 3. I'll stay. I suggest you hit, sir. I too like to live dangerously. Absolutely stupid. It's fun. Just watch this film if you haven't seen it. Absolutely worth it. 100%. One of my favourite comedy spoof films of all time. And I'm going to give this film sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads out of ill-tempered mutated sea bass, because I can, and this is my review of Austin Powers. Yeah, it's just really funny. Honestly, who throws a shoe? I'm going to just do a whole video, just me quoting all of the things that are said in this film, and I'll never get bored of it. It's such a good film. Anyway, that is my review of Austin Powers. I'd suggest you go and watch this one. Otherwise, I will send the ill-tempered mutated sea bass to come and get you on an unnecessarily slow dipping mechanism. Brilliant, love it. Anyway, you are the Cheap Shot Nation. This has been Quick Shot Reviews. I've been Luke, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Hiya.